President Trump claiming the astronauts were, quote, virtually abandoned by the Biden administration, with Elon Musk saying delays in their return were due to political reasons. The pair have since promised to rescue Wilmore and Williams. And to break this all down, we're joined by Colonel Terry Virts, former ISS commander and NASA astronaut. Terry, thanks for making the time.
Thanks for having me. Happy Daylight Savings Day.
Oh, yeah, brutal. But walk me through what's happening this week. Is this a rescue mission by Elon Musk, or was this NASA's original plan to bring Butch and Suni home?
Yeah, this has nothing to do with politics. All of this nonsense that's been out is just not true. Pam Melroy is a former NASA deputy administrator, and she said that there was no political interference, and what she says is true. I trust her completely. So I think this has been NASA at its finest. These two astronauts were on a Boeing test mission. There were some issues. The Boeing capsule ended up working fine, but NASA wanted to be really, really safe. So they said, don't come home on the Boeing capsule. We're just going to leave you on the space station, and you're going to become a normal space station crew member who's there for half a year, a little bit longer than that. So they just became part of the normal rotation. Every 6 months, this capsule goes up and down. This is a decision that's been based on facts and science and safety, and not at all on politics.
So tell me, the claim from Musk that the Biden administration rejected his offer to bring the astronauts home earlier, what is your take?
Well, first of all, that makes no sense. I don't know how he could have brought them home. I mean, he could have come home on the last SpaceX and just left the space station without astronauts, but NASA didn't want to do that. I was actually stuck in space for a month. I could have come home, but they didn't want to leave the station unmanned for a month, so I stayed there. And this capsule that they're launching, hopefully this week, has actually been delayed for a week or more, or probably a month or more, because of SpaceX problems. SpaceX is having technical problems. They haven't been able to get this capsule launched. So if they can't get it launched in March, I don't know how they could have gotten it launched last year. That claim makes no sense. And let's keep politics out of NASA. Everybody loves NASA. Let's just talk about the planets and the galaxies and humans going to the space station, and let's keep politics away from NASA. Yeah. It's everywhere else.
You were commander of the ISS, spending several months where Butch and Suni are right now. Do you think that the delay in their return has taken a toll on them mentally?
Mentally, I'm sure they're fine. They're both professional astronauts. Physically, that's a long time to be weightless. And there's a lot of radiation that they're getting. So physically, I think the biggest toll, unfortunately, is on the families at home. The families were expecting them, hey, honey, I'll be home in a week from space. And then here we are 8 months later, 9 months later. So I think the bigger toll is on the families.
Yeah. And Leroy Chow joining us earlier this evening saying that there are some surprising health experiences coming back to Earth. I know you were touching on this. In Leroy's words, he says, you have baby feet. You have to regrow calluses to walk comfortably. You kind of feel nauseated a bit. What does it feel like to come back to Earth after so long?
Well, it's interesting. Everybody has a different experience. For me, I felt two things. I felt really heavy and really, really dizzy. They make you close your eyes and walk one foot in front of the other like a DUI test. And I was able to do it, but man, it was not fun. But I've recovered really quickly. They did this balance test, and a week after I landed from a 200-day mission, I had a better balance score than I did before my flight. So for some reason, my body was made to come back to Earth. So, some guys, a few months later, they still can't drive, but I was very fortunate.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk about the current timeline for the pair's return. It's set for next Sunday. What does that actually look like? How long does the drive back take from the ISS?
It's not long. Basically, you undock, and it depends on when the Earth, basically think of an orbit as a hula hoop. It's just this circle going around the Earth, and the Earth rotates underneath of it. So you kind of have to wait. They're going to land in Florida, I think, and so you have to wait for that spot in Florida to move underneath your hula hoop. You turn on the rocket engines, and it's about roughly 40 minutes from the time you slow down. You turn on your rocket engine, slow down by a few hundred miles an hour, and then come back to Earth a few thousand miles later, in this case, splashing down in the ocean near Florida. So it's about 40 minutes from engine turning on to being back on the planet, bobbing up and down in the ocean.
Wow. All right, former NASA astronaut Colonel Terry Virts, it's been illuminating. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.